Hello, TTI Family. Today's video drops us straight into the calm, focused world of Shoyan, a master carpenter from Japan who proves that patience, skill, and sharp tools can still outshine noisy shortcuts. This project isn't just about building a house. It's about honoring centuries of craftsmanship while quietly flexing some serious woodworking talent. As with any great build, everything starts at the bottom. A strong house needs a rock-solid foundation, and Shoyan treats this stage with almost ceremonial care. The wooden sill plates that rest on the concrete foundation are positioned with laser-like accuracy. Anchor bolts are drilled and aligned perfectly, locking the wood firmly to the concrete. No guessing, no close enough. This is precision with a capital P. But where things really get impressive, and slightly magical, is in the wood-to-wood connections. Instead of slapping on metal plates and calling it a day, Shoyan relies on traditional joinery. Sill beams are carefully cut, scarfed, and mortised, so they interlock like a wooden puzzle designed by a genius. Mortise-and-tenon joints take center stage, with one beam sliding neatly into another as if they were always meant to be together. At the corners, special dovetail cuts and corner posts lock everything in place, creating joints held together by gravity and craftsmanship alone. No nails, no screws, just confidence. For perpendicular connections, Shoyan uses a sliding dovetail technique, often called okuri-ari. It's one of those joints that makes you pause the video, rewind, and whisper, "Okay, that was cool." When the fit finally earns his approval, the beam is carefully lifted into place, tucked neatly beneath the rafters, or set firmly against the wall. This step becomes especially important when he begins work on the ceiling, because these beams form the foundation for everything above. A grid of slender wooden supports, known as nobuchi, is installed to act as the hidden backbone of the ceiling. Think of it as the ceiling's skeleton, quiet, unseen, but doing all the heavy lifting. Once the roof frame is complete, modern materials quietly join the party. Factory-cut styrofoam panels are fitted snugly between rafters, sealed with tape and spray urethane to block drafts. Furring strips are added to allow ventilation, keeping moisture out and comfort in. Once everything is lined up and secured, Shoyan adds wood glue along the top edges of the framework. This extra step strengthens the bond between the supports and the ceiling boards and keeps future squeaks from ruining the peaceful vibe. Plywood roofing boards follow, with every tiny gap sealed to boost durability and insulation. The eaves, known as nokaten, get special love too. Cedar planks line the underside, planed smooth and sometimes beveled, proving that even the parts you barely notice deserve beauty. Inside, the heavy post and beam structure is supported by smaller studs and framing to handle walls, ceilings, and cabinets. Using a nailer, he fixes each plank from below, moving steadily from one side to the other like a man who absolutely refuses to rush perfection. Insulation blends old wisdom with modern comfort, using spray foam to seal every nook and cranny. The result? A traditional wooden home that stays warm, efficient, and snug. Watching Shoyan work, measuring, cutting with a pull saw, protecting surfaces like a true pro feels less like construction and more like quiet art in motion. Each board is pressed tightly against the last, so the seams stay clean and tidy. If lighting or wiring needs space, he measures first and cuts precise openings. No guesswork allowed. Once the rough cut is done, Shoyan puts the saw aside and reaches for his chisel, the real artist's brush in this story. With calm, deliberate taps, he shaves away the extra wood, slowly refining the notch until it's just right. The aim here is simple, but demanding. Create a perfectly shaped tenon that slides into its matching mortise like it was born there. No forcing, no gaps, no crossed fingers. After the main ceiling area is finished, he moves on to trim and edge details, framing the space with subtle elegance. Insulation continues to be added beneath the framework, quietly boosting comfort behind the scenes. When installing ceilings and interior elements, Shoyan plans carefully for electrical wiring without letting it ruin the visual calm. Instead of drilling obvious holes, he uses angled channels that allow wires to hide discreetly behind panels. The result? Clean lines, no visual clutter, and zero rogue cables ruining the vibe. The natural texture of wood brings a calm, earthy beauty to the space, easy on the eyes, good for the soul, and far more relaxing than staring at cold concrete all day. It creates an atmosphere that quietly whispers, "Slow down." What makes this even more impressive is how Shoyan blends this traditional love for timber with modern standards of strength, safety, and durability. Old-school charm, modern confidence. With the ceiling complete, attention shifts to the rails. Made from smooth, high-quality cedar, these rails are carefully planed and notched. Shoyan combines old-school chiseling with modern countersinking to hide fasteners, leaving the surfaces clean and uninterrupted. Nothing flashy, just flawless. Only after proving themselves do they move on to complex joints and advanced construction. These joints aren't just structural solutions, they're visual statements of skill and patience. Shoyan's expertise is the result of years spent in this system. Every cut he makes reflects countless hours of practice and discipline. Each component of the house carries that history within it. Next comes the staircase. Designed as a straight flight, it demands absolute consistency in every step. Shoyan carefully marks each tread and riser, ensuring perfect alignment with the structure. Instead of traditional stringers, he anchors the steps directly into the wall using precisely cut slots. The result is a sleek, floating look that rewards precision and punishes mistakes. Each tread is cut to exact size, clamped firmly, checked for level, and adjusted as needed. One small error could throw off the whole staircase, and Shoyan knows it. The finished result is clean, simple, and quietly impressive. Throughout the process, his methodical approach reflects deep knowledge and respect for the craft. Every joint, brace, and beam plays a role in the home's long-term strength. Using wood so extensively isn't just a style choice, it's a philosophy. The result is a warm, breathable living space where timber helps regulate humidity and creates a natural sense of comfort that only true craftsmanship can deliver. At this stage, Shoyan turns his attention to building a catwalk. Each wooden slat is cut to identical dimensions because in this workshop, almost the same simply doesn't exist. The boards are installed carefully over a set of support beams, forming a sturdy, clean pathway. Once the surface is complete, he begins crafting a gently curved handrail. This isn't just for safety, though it definitely helps prevent unplanned flying lessons. It also adds an elegant visual flow to the structure. The handrail is measured, trimmed, and adjusted repeatedly until it aligns perfectly with the support posts. Shoyan then gets to work on the joinery, carving precise notches and recesses using traditional chisels and handsaws. These cuts allow the rail to sit flush against the posts, creating a seamless connection with no awkward gaps or misalignments to offend the eye. After shaping, the handrail is thoroughly sanded. This smooths out any tiny imperfections and reveals the beautiful grain beneath, resulting in a finish that practically begs to be touched. At this point, you might wonder how someone becomes this good. The answer lies in Japan's long and demanding carpentry apprenticeship tradition. Aspiring carpenters start at the very bottom, learning basic tasks under the watchful eyes of experienced masters. Over the years, they absorb not just techniques, but a philosophy, one that values precision, balance, and respect for materials. Shoyan's craftsmanship doesn't stop at the walls and beams. He also builds all the interior furniture himself. Cabinets, desks, shelves, and seating are designed to feel like natural extensions of the house. Each piece begins with carefully chosen timber, cedar, Japanese cypress, ash, selected not just for strength, but for personality. Grain patterns, texture, and color all matter. Exposed areas might feature solid ash for its smooth finish and durability, while hidden sections use laminated cedar for stability. The carpentry techniques behind these connections trace back hundreds of years. Interlocking wooden joints were originally developed for survival, not style. In a country where earthquakes are part of everyday life, buildings needed to move slightly without falling apart. These flexible joints allowed structures to absorb movement rather than resist it. Over time, this practical solution evolved into an art form, where the joint itself became something worth admiring. A well-made mortise-and-tenon is often left partially visible, quietly showing off the human skill holding everything together, like a humble brag carved in wood. The act of creating these joints is almost meditative. Carpenters like Shoyan can spend hours or entire days perfecting a single notch. This patience reflects the idea of Kaizen, or continuous improvement, where mastery is a lifelong journey, not a destination. The small variations in hand-cut joints also reflect wabi-sabi, the appreciation of subtle imperfection and natural character. Those tiny irregularities aren't flaws. They're proof that a real human was there, shaping something with care and intention. That said, this isn't a museum frozen in time. Modern comforts still make their way into the house, just very politely. Once assembled, each piece is sanded repeatedly by hand until it feels just right. Natural oils or clear finishes are applied to protect the wood while letting its natural beauty shine. The result is furniture that doesn't just fill a space, it belongs there, calmly doing its job while looking effortlessly timeless. The final finish isn't just there to protect the wood, it's there to let it show off a little. Every grain and warm tone gets its moment in the spotlight. Next, he steps outside to construct an exterior cedar deck. To keep everything perfectly straight, he snaps a chalk line across the surface, marking exact fastening points. In areas where the wood might split, he pre-drills holes, because surprises are for birthdays, not building decks. Throughout the project, traditional Japanese joinery proves to be more than a method. It's a cultural philosophy rooted in monozukuri, the art of making things with purpose and beauty. Every mortise, tenon, and notch is designed to be strong, visible, and meaningful. Rather than hiding craftsmanship, this approach proudly puts it on display, celebrating the harmony between wood, hand, and human intention. At its core, this entire approach is meant to express a simple idea. Every part of life and every part of a house should connect smoothly with the rest. Nothing stands alone. Nothing fights for attention. This philosophy reflects deeper cultural values in Japan, such as harmony with nature and the pursuit of perfection through simplicity. In other words, if something can be elegant and useful, why wouldn't it be? In his workshop, Shoyan shapes every component using a blend of traditional hand tools and modern precision equipment. This mix of old and new allows for extremely accurate joinery without sacrificing soul. Years of apprenticeship under master craftsmen taught Shoyan to respect both the timber and the tradition behind it. He learned that every cut, joint, and polish deserves patience and focus, not shortcuts. As you move through the house, the wood's natural warmth makes the space feel instantly welcoming. It meets modern needs without losing its timeless soul. In every nail, every chiseled joint, and every silky smooth surface lives a quiet story of tradition, one built to last and impress for generations. And now, standing complete, this traditional Japanese home is nothing short of breathtaking. The final result feels less like a house and more like a living, breathing work of art. Every beam, joint, and surface tells a quiet story of patience, discipline, and deep respect for the craft. The balance between tradition and modern comfort is beautifully executed. The home feels warm in winter, cool in summer, and timeless in every season. Nothing feels excessive, yet nothing feels missing. The exposed wood, clean lines, and thoughtful details create an atmosphere that is both elegant and deeply human.